This week on Outdoor Oklahoma, it's urban fishing at its finest as we fill the fish basket with catfish at Hefner Lake. Then we're back in the kitchen to whip up another delicious wild game recipe that'll leave your mouth watering. Right now on Outdoor Oklahoma. From the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, Outdoor Oklahoma. Hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. I have a natural tendency to sometimes assume that the farther I travel away from home, well, the better the fishing is. But since I live in Oklahoma City, that means I'd be excluding a lot of great fishing opportunities right under my nose. There's Overholser, Stanley Draper, Thunderbird, Arcadia, and perhaps the most urban fishing experience of them all, Lake Hefner. I actually live a block away from here and hardly ever come over here to fish. But that's about to change. The Wood brothers, Benny Ray and Mike, have been coming here for decades and slaying the catfish right over there. And for a while now, they've been bringing Mike's grandsons too.
Fish about 3 foot deep. Had been fishing deeper and just didn't seem to be having any luck, so we started fishing a little shallower and started catching a few, just right to eat.
You can come out here after work, fish 2 or 3 hours, be back home, decent time, dinner. Weekends, you can come out here and spend all weekend out here. Should have to drive an hour, 2 hours to go to a major lake. You can come right here and catch pretty much the same thing. You go to the lake. When I was a kid, I worked over off 39th. I could come over here on my lunch hour and catch a basket of sand bass and get back to work on my lunch hour. 8 minutes here, 8 minutes back.
Yeah, we fish, leave right after work, come out here and catch several in the afternoons and bring all the grandkids and nephews out here on the weekends, or they come with us too also on the after work and catch a lot. We try to catch all we can when they're spawning in the rocks because they're easy to get to and we have big fish fries.
Not a lot of people like to mess with fish. They don't like to come out here and put the effort into it. Crawling up and down these rocks, it's not that far to crawl up and down them, but a lot of people don't want to crawl up and down these rocks.
You can sit right here and fish and catch fish. I've caught in the last 2 weeks several fish over 20 pounds, and people will be walking by on these trails back here and they'll stop and like, "Did you catch that fish here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just caught it. Got one on down there."
A lot of people don't even know what kind of fish are in this lake. Sometimes I'll walk up there with my strainer full of fish and they'll look at it and say, what are those? What kind of fish are those? A lot of people are naive to it and most of them just don't care.
On Lake Hefner, you can be, down the rocks fishing for catfish. You can be, you can have one of 30-pound catfish, in the middle of springtime, and there'll be joggers and bikers coming by you on the jogging trails, watching you and cheering you on while you're fishing. It's a blast out there. You get up on the dam, there's always lots of traffic. I've seen guys that have been up there fishing, they'll have a fish on and they'll have another rod out, and all of a sudden that rod will go down, they'll holler at the biker to stop and grab that rod for them. So you can have a lot of fun out there fishing around the lake.
Force him straight in. There you go. Nice job. You're the catfish kid.
Probably average anywhere from a pound to 3 or 4 pounds. But there's always a good opportunity to catch a big fish here because for some reason there's just quite a few big blues and flatheads in here. But we mainly fish, to eat them. But we throw them back if they're too big because they're not that good to eat. But they're really fun to catch. I like to catch them between about 10 o'clock to about 2 o'clock. That's the best time for me, usually. Been like that for years. Come out here in the evening, it's usually a little slower. Of course, that boy right there, he'll just take off up and down these rocks, and before I know it, he'll come back with a stringer full of them. He go work them rocks. I don't work them like I used to. It's more of a food method for us than just catch and release. Of course, we do our share of catch and release on the big ones. We have a lot of fish fries. We got a big family, so we got to catch a lot of fish. My brother, he caught a 30-pounder right in this area. We caught several 20s, 15s, and the biggest one I've ever caught was last week. I caught about a 35-pounder. Right in this area right here. No, it was a blue. And I threw it back. I think it was full of eggs. And it was all scarred up too from, getting in the rocks, trying to nest. But as far as having a good chance to catch a big fish this close to the bank, oh, daggone it, missed him. This is the best place to go. I've been bringing these boys out here since they almost in diapers, crawling around these rocks. They think they're better than me now. They probably are. Sometimes I'll just come out here, I won't even touch my pole, I just let them fish and watch them. When they was younger, I didn't get to fish. They kept me busy taking their fish off the lines, but now they do it themselves. They actually come and take mine off for me now.
Well, maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence after all. You know, coming up next, our friends Curtis and Gay Ann Grace are back in their kitchen cooking up another delicious wild game dish. Get your pen and paper ready right after this week's Outdoor News Report. We recently visited the kitchen of Curtis and Gay Ann Grace and got a great recipe to add to our list of favorites. Well, today they're back at it again with another one of their great specialties.
Well, now we're going to do a little bit more of our springtime food from the waters of Oklahoma to the table, and that will be our garlic parmesan crusted bass. And so we're going to start with the garlic parmesan is a gluten-free product. It's called Plentals. It's made from lentil, and it's dairy-free as well. And so we're going to share that with you guys here in the kitchen when with one of our wonderful dishes. That's one of our products. The other one is a natural buttery spread. This is a soy-free earth balance. Very good flavorful ingredient. And then we like to use our sea salt that will go on the bass as well. And then our Sunny Paris seasoning from Penzeys and our black pepper as well. So we're going to use those spices to top off our crusted bass. Okay, to get started, Curtis is going to work up the bass that have been frozen and have now been defrosted.
Most folks, if they catch catfish or whatever, they chunk it up and put it in a batter and throw it in the frying pan or in a deep fat fryer. So we're excited today to show you how you could take small pan fish such as bass or sand bass or perch that are flayed out and be able to put them in and do a real quick oven baked fish. Like to say today we have this is bass out of a pond. There's not much work that you have to do to those. You know, lots of times the fish itself has what we call a bloodline or a dark spot in the fish. One of those would be like channel cat or blue cat or anything like that. One of the things to make that fish taste very well is take those bloodlines out, because that takes the oils out of that which makes the strong taste to the fish. Bass and crappie do not have that, so that's less work that you have to do and prepare for this. We're going to take these fillets and we're going to put them on parchment paper, and we are going to put the fish on there after we get them prepared, and we will put a coat of butter, and then we'll put lemon on top of it.
Okay, we're going to take a lemon and get it ready to.
Sometimes I'll take that lemon, she's got the lemon out here, I'll squeeze it into the butter, in the butter mix. That way that juice is over all of it in the butter as well. And I'm going to really actually do that. Simple reason is that when I brush that on and then put these crumbs on there, this will actually stick, and it'll all be one amount of juice and the grease. And we have to have a little bit of grease to make the crumb stick, and of course the cooking factor in the oven. Now it does not take very long to do this. Once you've prepared the fillets, you want to kind of have that lemony taste. If you've been to any restaurants, if you've had trout or salmon or anything, most generally that has a lemon or two on that. Okay, we're just laying them on the parchment paper. It's so easy. When we found out, when we've gone Dutch oven cooking all over the country, that most of our products, we put the parchment paper out and we can leave that in and put it in the ovens. Therefore, it does not burn. What we're going to do is we're going to take this brush and put it over that meat. We've already got a little bit of that lemon flavor. I'll get one more fish on there. That'll be an even. That there's going to be four fish that of each side. In other words, if you caught 4 fish, you'd have a really good meal for 4 or 5 people. One thing that we love to do is in this time of year is to fish, and like we said in the past, we like to do the April turkey hunts and catch the white bass and largemouth bass and crappie, and so now we're gonna pick this up and we actually put this in that in the baking utensil.
Okay, so now we're ready to add the seasonings on top of the fish. Now that we have the fish in here on parchment paper. So we're gonna add a little bit of the garlic salt. So we're just gonna sprinkle it on the top. And then we're gonna add a little bit of the sea salt and sprinkle it on the top. And then we're going to sprinkle some of the crushed up lentils. This is our garlic parmesan crunchiness. We'll sprinkle that on top of the fish fillets. Makes it a delicious meal. Okay.
And you can put as much as the crunchy. You know, most people who eat fish, they want a little crunch. And so what I like to do is to try to press that down as much as possible, and now there's many different things you can put on top of this. So you can put, if you're doing gluten-free, potato flakes, corn flakes, any of those things. And
brown rice bread and toast it and then make it into crumbs.
The other thing is, if you're not gluten-free, you can do any kind of thing such as croutons or anything like that. And this does not take very long. As you know, in fish, it doesn't take very long at all to put them in the oven. And I just wanted to tell you guys that there's more different ways than just putting those chunks of fish in that floating grease. I do that quite a bit for different people as far as having big, huge fish fries, and everybody loves coming to those fish fries. But the thing is when you have a small family, you don't have to get all that equipment out. Okay.
And now we're going to just drizzle a little bit more of this delicious butter over the top of it. And this again is the soy-free butter by Earth Balance. And we're going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes until your fish is just opaque and white color. Now we're ready to slide our garlic parmesan encrusted bass into the oven at 400 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes till it's white and opaque in color. Our garlic parmesan encrusted bass. This is also fresh from the pond, which is gluten-free as well.
Well, one thing is the best thing is eating this stuff.
Yes.
You know, if we eat this stuff, I can go catch more or go shoot.
You sure can. You do a good job at that, huh?
Hey, thanks for joining us today. For more information about close-to-home fishing opportunities near you, log on to our website at wildlifedepartment.com. You can also join in on our conservation conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. For all of us at your wildlife department, we hope that you'll join us right here next time on Outdoor Oklahoma.